Hi guys, today I'm going to talk about the film The Blue Mountains, which was produced in Japan in 1949. It stars the actress Setsuko Hara, which was famous for her collaboration with director Yasuhiro Ozu. However, this is not a Yasuhiro Ozu film. And the plot revolves around the changing of values in Japan. But at first it seems it is a romantic movie, and yes, there is a romance in the plot, but as time goes by, we see that the romance is mostly a background to the discussion about post-war Japan values. At first, it shows a schoolgirl who has met an older boy, and then they went out in public, but they didn't kiss, they didn't touch, they didn't hold hands. But they were seen in public talking, walking side by side, and going together to a fortune teller. So the colleagues of this schoolgirl have seen them both together, and they started spreading rumors about the girl, that she had no virtue, that she was disturbing the honor of the school. She was destroying the honor of the school. And the girls, they went to the point of writing a fake love letter and attribute this to the girl. And of course, this schoolgirl was severely bullied. She was ostracized by her colleagues. And this school, it was located in a rural, small village in Japan. It was a school only for girls. And then the English teacher, who has been recently transferred from Tokyo, she got to know about all this mess, and she talked to the students in class saying that dating wasn't wrong and that they shouldn't treat her colleague in such a harsh way. However, the other girls didn't react well to this. They started to cry, to yell, and they said that they acted this way only because the girl destroyed the honor of the school, that they loved the school so much that they were willing to do everything to protect the school. Then the teacher, the English teacher, used it to an environment of a big city, to a more progressist environment. She scolded all the girls and said, doing things as an excuse to protect the honor of the family and the country is wrong. It leads people to do horrible things. And it was a direct remark towards people who did all the wrong things to protect the honor of Japan, but at the same time they were acting horribly. And nowadays, in an age of extremes that we currently live, this is a very important discussion. This conflict of values, the extremism to defend what you think. So the film really aged well. But let's continue with the plot. The girl was seriously ostracized, and of course, the other colleagues who were bullying her, they got really angry and insulted with the scolding of the English teacher. And they complained with the school director, and the school director talked to the teacher. And he said that the teacher shouldn't have said that to the students, that she shouldn't be involved in this kind of mess. The teacher said that it's up to us to create a more progressive environment. And then the director said something that I found very interesting, that sometimes a teacher must also be a politician, in the sense of not causing trouble, avoid to be involved in confusion and this kind of thing. But the teacher was adamant to defend what she considered right. At first, she was isolated But as time passed, some people started supporting us. For example, another of the students of the same classroom, one student started supporting both the English teacher and the ostracized girl. And this student, she was the sister of a geisha. And of course, she lived with her sister with that environment that could be a bit complicated for a kid. And she understood that dating wasn't wrong, and she defended both the teacher and the colleague. And the doctor of the city, at first, he met the teacher and he was very, very nasty with her. He said that he saw his future and he thought that he would get married with a submissive woman, that he will pay for his PhD and have a lover, a concubine, and that having a concubine would be honorable to him. It would make him more manly. He said that to the teacher when they first met. And of course, the teacher was outraged. But as time passed in the film, he supported the teacher and he said that it's important to be involved in this, to democratize the environment, to democratize the city, to bring progressist values. Some other people from the city started supporting her, including the mother of one of the girls. So it's explicitly talked about the traditional values of Japan versus the Americanization, Westernization of society. Because this is post-war Japan. Second World War was difficult, it was hard, but it was over. It was a time of peace. People were happy, they wanted to rebuild their lives and make a more compassionate, a more understanding society with love, with peace, with caring and gentle values. And this film talks about it a lot. Even though we can see the romance, at first the girl and the older boy, they get slowly closer and they think about dating. The teacher and the doctor start to have a better relationship, get slowly closer, and so on. We see romance, we see delicate scenes, but we also see direct discussions about which values Japan was supposed to follow. Tradition versus modernity. Strict values versus more relaxed values. And this is only part one of the film, as I told you, because this film is divided in two parts with 1 hour and a half each one. As I said at the beginning, we are only discussing part one. And part one ends with the doctor riding his bicycle at night. And then he was really seriously beaten up by some other men of the city. And no one knew about it immediately. He tried to call his clinic to tell someone what was happening to him. And this is how part one ends. So we still do not have a definitive end of this film, but we should keep in mind that it's mostly related to which path Japan was supposed to follow. Values, not only about love, about sex, marriage, and those things, but civil values, values as a country, how people are supposed to deal with each other in this post-war society. So I really recommend this film. I'm sure you're going to like it a lot. It really portrays well how Japan was in the era, and I think you're all going to like it. That's all for now, folks. See you.